Hey, it's Sunday night and I am back at church, back after 2 weeks of having Bible study canceled, first due to the hurricane and then due to a conference that was here at Colonial, and I am glad to be back with these ladies. And tonight we're going to be talking about a very hard chapter in the book of Job, as if chapter 1 and 2 were not hard. Job chapter 3 is called the most depressing chapter in the Bible, and we are studying it and we're going to learn from it. And we're also going to talk about Job 4 and 5, where we meet the first friend, Eliphaz, and we'll see that he didn't even listen to Job's cries of grief that Job lamented in chapter 3. And that's so confusing, and we learn from that of how we can be sympathetic, caring friends when we look at what Eliphaz did not do. So Job chapter 3 has been called the most depressing chapter in the Bible, and I've heard that nobody preaches out of it and nobody memorizes verses out of it. So I took that as a challenge. I challenge you to look up Job 3:23, memorize that. That's Job's lament, and then turn to Psalm 42, 5 and 6, and let that be the next step as an answer to Job's grief and what we're to do when we are suffering like Job is suffering. So it's very interesting. It's hard to read. It's hard to study, but it is worthwhile. And that is what is true about God's word. No matter what, God has a purpose for his word. He is faithful. He's trustworthy. He's compassionate. He wants to teach us from his word. So I encourage you to study along, read these chapters in Job too. See you next week.